Growing up on the dairy farm in Bega was honestly the best childhood anyone could ever ask for, and you do look back and really cherish those memories and hanging out with my family and being able to play footy in the backyard. I love going into little country areas and seeing the growth of women's rugby league, seeing young girls playing league tag, playing tackle, especially in the country areas. It's just so heartwarming, and there's so many different avenues that young females can dream to play at that elite level. I obviously loved dairy growing up, and I always make sure that I'm having dairy within my diet. It's just something that I've done from a young age, but it's nice to know that it's actually purposeful, and there's there's benefits around having dairy.
The evidence around dairy, because it's so well researched, is actually really clear. So when working with elite athletes, their dietary needs, they do differ from the general public, and this mostly comes down to overall energy requirements. So somebody who's training 3-4+ hours per day is obviously going to need a lot more calories. I love to recommend having either your milk or your yogurt in particularly before or after physical activity. They tend to be digested really well. They're a bit lower in fat than cheeses, and they've got a really good amount of protein to help that recovery process. And I love that milk is referred to as nature's sports drink, and it honestly comes down to the nutrition profile, and it couldn't be more perfect. So it's a great source of protein, of carbohydrate, as well as the electrolytes, and of course the fluid component that is in the milk.
Growing up on the dairy farm in Bega, I feel like I owe it all to my family about the values that I've learned, and the hardworking and how consistent they have to be, and the resilience going through drought and things like that. Those are the values that I've learned growing up from them, and I apply that in my rugby league as well, and I feel like that's definitely helped me and shaped me the person I am today. Being open-minded and not being afraid to ask for help, and especially with my diet, it's definitely something that I'm continually learning on, what works for me and what benefits me, but just doing all the little things right around mobility and recovery, and anything that I can do to be better as a person has definitely helped me be better as an athlete, and we're lucky that we have so many great people around us that help us in that way.
So I think if you speak to any sports dietitian, they will most likely tell you that dairy is a fantastic thing to incorporate to help athletes perform at their best. In particular, milk has been really well researched around its role as something to help with recovery. Yogurt's a very close second to that. It's really important to keep it simple when it comes to nutrition, because there's so much noise. When it comes to the science and making sure that people are meeting their goals, the more simple we can make it for them, the better. I've got 2 little girls, and I've really loved being able to have them watch things like the AFLW, the NRLW, the Matildas, and seeing all these female athletes. I just think I'm so excited to see what happens in female sport, not just for my kids, but for all young girls growing up, because there's just so much opportunity. It's awesome.